Now it's the time of the year when fans are considering whether they should splash out on the season ticket. But which clubs have provided the most value? ING Direct have conducted a survey which is out this morning. Martin Rutland from ING Direct joins us now. Good morning, Martin.
Morning.
Why have you done this?
Well, as a savings company, we're interested in what people are saving their money for. Of all the Premiership season ticket holders, 45,000 of them said they weren't going to renew their season tickets if clubs ignored them and put prices up.
And do you know the reasons why they said that? Is that simply because of the credit crunch?
Well, I think a lot of it is because of the credit crunch, is because of the cost of tickets. But I think also when you see the table, it's also influenced by how your team is performing, and you do feel a bit down if you're in the relegation zone.
So how have you calculated which clubs give the best value for money?
Well, it's a simple formula. We've taken the points that you would normally get. You get extra points for goals scored, but the big thing that really shows the value is the actual average cost of the season ticket.
OK, reveal the results then. Who is best value for money?
Well, Steve Bruce must be happy because Wigan have come top of the league. Newcastle fans and Spurs fans, not such a good story. They're in the relegation zone, I'm afraid.
Yeah, so as you say, it's average cost of season ticket, and that's compared with where they finished in the table. So performance is about results then, not necessarily about how they play on the pitch, for instance. No,
it's points, it's goals, and it's prices of the ticket. And probably interesting to see Man United have only just crept into the top four. Obviously their performance has been fantastic, but it is expensive to follow them.
Well, that's interesting because I'm going to talk about my team, Manchester City. You've scored loads of goals at home, loads of goals, second only to Manchester United, I think. City scored 39, United 43, and yet they're in that table only 11th. How can that be?
Well, I think the stock answer is the table doesn't lie, but if you look at their away form as well and their points overall with their cost of the season ticket, that's why they're languishing mid-table, I'm afraid.
OK, that's harsh. How is it then? Season tickets are obviously for home games then, so how do you include the away games in your
Well, we've only taken it for home games. That's the only way that you could work it. It's not a perfect science, but it is a clear demonstration of who's giving value to fans and who isn't.
You say about Newcastle not doing particularly well in this table, but what about fans renewing their sort of season tickets next year if the prices went up? How's that looking? Which fans have decided that they're going to jump ship?
Well, it's Newcastle, it's Middlesbrough top that particular table, but interesting, and I think it proves the point of the Value League, Man United fans are there as well. Some 13% said, you know, if you do put those tickets up, we're going to consider not renewing tickets. Now, whether they've got the fantastic season behind them, European Cup final coming up, whether they'll follow through on that, I'm not sure. That
is an incredible, I mean, looking at that table, that's incredible. 13% of United fans wouldn't watch, given what they've done this season.
Yeah.
Goodness me. Anyone else in that list that is a bit of a surprise for you?
No, not really. As I said earlier, I think if your team isn't doing that well, fans can be fickle. But the minute the results or the fixtures come out for the next season, you sort of get that buzz again and off you go again. But I think the lesson here is that clubs just can't take fans' loyalty for granted.
So what are clubs doing about this? I mean, obviously this is out this morning, but what are they doing to secure the fact that their fans do buy season tickets next season?
Well, after we had those findings, we did some additional research, and the great news is that 17 of the Premiership clubs have announced they're either freezing or dropping prices. Two, Bolton and Blackburn, still to announce, and only one team is putting the prices up next year, and you won't be surprised to hear that's Manchester United.
Yeah, indeed. United fans weren't happy originally when the Glazers took over. Remember those scenes. They're putting their prices up. Would you have any advice for Manchester United, given the research that you've done?
I don't think I'm qualified to give Manchester United advice, being a Ipswich Town fan myself. But no, I mean, I think you just can't accept that fans will have this blind loyalty. And as our research showed, there's a tipping point where if prices keep going up and up, fans will probably choose the games they go to rather than invest in the expensive season ticket.
Do you think that the clubs will react to this? Do you think that Manchester United will say, well, hang on a minute, we're going to put our prices up, so 13% of fans say they won't renew? How have they reacted to that?
Well, I'm sure Manchester United do their own research, but certainly the other clubs have seen the economic situation and realised that next season is the time to either freeze or drop prices.
Very interesting stuff. That will keep us going all day on Sky Sports News, I promise you. Thank you very much for coming in.
Fun.